Hi, I'm Susan. Welcome to my workroom. I'm here to show you the perfect pattern. This is the easiest pattern you will ever use. If you're like me, you've tried many patterns, including something that looks like this, with these crazy edges. You had to place on a fold, determine where it is on the fold it's going to be. I'm going to take all the guesswork out for you. This pattern is absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's get started. I've already laid out my face fabric. I've pressed it. I'm going to save another step by putting the lining right on top of it. So you're only going to cut once, not twice. Just smooth it out. This is what you'll be receiving from me. I know what you're thinking. Okay, oh, it's another one of those tabs. It's not. So, your fabric's out, your lining's on top of it. I'm going to place this template on a bias because I purchased 45-inch wide fabric because I liked it. If it's on a 54-inch wide, you won't have to do that. You can put it on the straight, but you do get better folds when you put it on the bias anyway. So there it is. I'm going to take a marker and I'm just going to trace the outline. Your kids could do this. There it is. I'm just going to take a couple pins. We're not going to pin this thing to death like you've done in the past. I'm going to cut away the excess. You're not going to cut on the line. You're going to This will be your jabots for later. Now that you can get into the pattern, there's only going to be 2 stitching lines on here, the bottom curve and the top. That's it. You're not going to touch the side tabs. You can trim away the excess here as well. You won't believe the finished product. It's just that simple. So that's it. So now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. I have an industrial machine. You don't need one. You don't even need a sewing machine if you don't have one. You could really glue this if you wanted to. That's it. This is all the sewing that's required. Just remove the couple pins, if you even put any in. Your iron should be on. Now you can trim away this excess at the bottom. Same thing for the top. You're not going to touch the sides until after you turn it inside out. So now, we're right side out. What I like to do to get a nice crease is just do it a little bit on the top. Put it right side out, and it's pressed. Now when you turn it over, you can see the marks. You're just going to cut. I don't know if you can see those marks coming through. Okay, cut so I don't have to do the whole thing, so I can just do it. Pick up, you know, like on the end as I'm coming around the other side. Okay, now they're at the end. If you're going to attach a trim, now's the time that you'd want to do that on the face side while it's flat. We glue it on, sew it on. I use this glue. I think this is the best glue. Dries fast. If you want to add it a tassel trim, and you would just do a, you know, a bead along here and let that dry. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can sew this. If you have a serger, you can serge along the edge here, pulling these straight with each one, or you can do what I do and have been doing, is again to glue it. Just a little glue in each one of the tabs. And this is it. All your swag construction will be done on your board, whether it's a pole or a board. There'll be no pinning or sewing anything on the table. And it'll be perfect. Okay. I'm going to put a long strip across the top, as well as short pieces on each of the tabs. Again, I don't normally do this, just for demonstration purposes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Finished. Okay. That's what it looks like. I've put up a pole here just to show you a little variation. Just when you're doing swags and jabots, this is how I put my Velcro on the pole. I put one piece straight across, and I put two short pieces that will hold the jabots on the side. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now you have your finished swag with your Velcro. You're going to find the center point of your swag and the center point of your pole. You make sure you're starting in the middle. Just flip it around until you meet the Velcro. That's it. Now you're going to take each one of these little fingers and you're going to place them right beside the first fold. does not get any simpler than this. Now, like I said, you could staple these, which is what I generally do, just to show you this. Just back and forth until they're all up. And you just gently find your folds. That's it. Now you said you wanted a pole swag. Well, this is a swag on a pole. If you want to expose the pole, you simply take this piece, fold it back onto itself, and down. And there you've created the perfect swag. This can very easily be adapted for a board as well.
You cut in too fast. Start again.
Okay. This can be easily adapted to a board as well. It does not have to be on a pole. I will give instructions for that as well. When you order, you'll be receiving a measuring guide from me. You fill it out and send it back to me. I will cut the pattern exactly to your measurements. Maybe you want overlapping swags, more than one. I will do all that figuring out for you. All you will have to do is lay the template, like I showed you, on your fabric. Next week I will have up the section on jabots, which are just as easy. They'll be attached to that piece of Velcro that I showed you earlier. That was that other section. It'll, for a pole swag or a board mount, the same thing. So I hope you like my swag. If you found me on YouTube, you can go to Etsy.com. That's E-T-S-Y. You can search 7 Daughters is the name of my shop, or you can put in the perfect pattern and it'll bring you and you can order from there. So look forward to hearing from you.